Okay. What? Fetch. Okay. I'm gonna wait a minute for some people to come in to explain what I'm doing here. Wait and see who's gonna join. Then we will discuss what we're doing. Up, 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 up. I wonder if anybody will join. Hey. Look at the past. Oh, nobody's joining right now. So I'll just do this for the sake of whoever watches this later. One mistake that I feel like I made during my playthrough of Suikoden 2 was that I took these long breaks from it. I would get really into it for maybe 4 or 5 play sessions straight, and then I would take a week off or maybe 2 weeks off and then come back to it and kind of forget what I was doing. You know, even after having finished the game, I've taken quite a long break since then before like really diving into like creating the retrospective for it. So with the podcast coming up on Sunday, and with so little to work with in terms of research for the development history, I think that I want to just really refresh my mind, go into it and try to play through as much as I can in the next couple of days. And just try to refresh in my mind, like, I don't know, the game experience, so to speak. Rob is here. What's up? So, name him. To load save data from Suikoden. It's the one. From what I remember, this opening sequence is very good. Okay, Kyoto is the city they're from. Couldn't wait to get out of that uniform. So they mentioned Anami right away. This is as you know dialogue here. Let's go outside. Get in the party. I need to make the scrolling speed faster. I think this is fine. Watch tonight, but the captain said forget it. It's the peace agreement, I guess. So because they're keeping all of the lowly soldiers out of it. They don't want them to know what's really going on. The fact that they're sabotaging the peace agreement. It's supposed to be the end of the war. That's a good question. Rob, give me just a second to get up here, overlook this beautiful waterfall. I guess I should probably... Oz says I don't want to spoil myself since Suikoden 2 is on the backlog, so I gotta refrain from that. Oh, okay. Oz has not played Suikoden 2. I thought you had. Over a week since I've been back. I can't wait to see my mom. So, the war's supposed to be over. They're all excited. Ryu and Joey have sort of like already changed out of their military uniforms. They're like, we're done with this. We're done with this war. Right? Okay, now, over to Rob. You have any thoughts on where you think Mistborn 2 is going? There will probably be others watching later. Anyways, so if you want to avoid Mistborn spoilers and you're watching this at some point, maybe just skip forward in the video to where you see me moving around again. I'll just pause here on this screen while I talk about that with Rob real quick, and then when I start moving again, that's when the spoilers are over, so you can kind of preview that with your cursor or whatever. As soon as I start moving again, you're good. You can mute the video, and then get to the point where I'm moving in and then unmute it. That's how that will work. So, in Well of Ascension, I am currently at the point where they were just holding the vote to decide on the next king. So Set is in the city already. He gave his... Well, he didn't really say much. He was very confident. And then while, name is blanking on me right now. Vin's boyfriend, the actual king. I don't know why his name's not coming to me. Anyways, while he was talking, he had just joined the Church of the Survivor in order to gain, like, the support of, like, the ska in the city who would be voting. And then, while he was talking, he was attacked, and there was a big fight, and she used the duralumin with the pewter to, like, bash the dude's head and just explode it everywhere, and that has been, like, really bad for, forget the name of the king, I'm sure you're gonna tell me right now. So, like, he's been sort of slowly driving this wedge between Vin and him. And it's been real subtle. It's been really nice how, like, this didn't, like, come about like that. Like, I can tell he's been like he's been using the development, the character development to sort of just like they're changing sort of into different people than they were when they first fell in love out of necessity. Especially for him, having to become more assertive, having to become just less of who she loved when she first met him. Ellen, that's right, yeah. So, like, the way that he's built on them to what I'm assuming is going to be their separation from each other has been really, really well done. There's been a lot of good setup there. And it's at the point now, you know, like she's been sort of like pining on this idea implanted from Ellen's brother, or half-brother, I guess, that, you know, normal people will never understand Mistborn. You can only truly be understood by another Mistborn. So she's got that milling in her mind that's sort of like giving her some doubts about their relationship, and now he's seen like how frickin' nutso powerful she is, and that's kind of scaring him a little bit. And so like that slow edge between them has been really well done. One thing that's really impressed me about the book, just in general, is that there hasn't really been much that's happened at all. But, like, the book is really engaging all the same. Like, essentially, the book is they're sitting there biding their time while all these armies show up. And they all want to take over Luthadel and, like, find the apparent Lord Ruler's, like, stash of atium. Like, that's it. They've all just been, like, making plans and, you know, thinking through the situation and, like, trying to, like, gain the upper hand in this, like, four-way threat now to, like, try and keep this city, or take over the city, depending on which force you're following. And they're all scared to make the first move. But all of the setup is really well written, and it's all very, like, it's all very engaging stuff. So, with all that being said, Rob is asking me where I think it's going. I'm about, like I said yesterday, 60% of the way through the book, so more than halfway through. Any guesses on the spy? Who was the one that's been eaten by the Khandra? Who's the Khandra, right? So I think where I had just read she had investigated Demu and thought it was him, but now she's not sure. And she also thought it might be Dox. So those are the two that seem the most suspicious to me. But you know, we haven't really gotten an answer, a true answer yet, out of the Khandra that follows her, about whether or not Khandra, when they've taken over the body of a Misting or a Mistborn, can actually use their powers or not. Rob says, I mentioned during book club that there's a part where the crew really annoy me, when you realize that they did not really get why Vin blew up at them that time and called them all nobles. You'll know it when you see it, but her deadly headbutt triggers that moment too, or triggers the moment too. Part of their crew really annoys me when you realize that they did not really get why Vin blew up at them. I remember that scene where she, like, freaks out and, like, basically, like, yeah, calls him out. Her deadly headbutt triggers the moment, too. Huh. Like, he did say that they can't use the powers, I think, but he didn't. There's something vague about the way he's talked about it. And he said your plan will work in terms of, like, well, let's see if I can get these, you know, our crew members, if I can get them to use metals, to burn metals and use them, then I'll know they're not the spy. And she got, I think, everyone Originally, I thought it was, what's the kid's name who used to speak with the crazy dialect? Who really liked her? I forget his name. They all have those nicknames, and I'm terrible with names. I mean, I'm literally awful with names, so you can't find anyone in the world worse than me at remembering names. But that kid who spoke with the really weird, crazy dialect in the first book, I thought it was him. There's part of me that still thinks it is him. But I don't know for sure. Because I think she did get him to burn metal, which was supposed to have taken your suspicion off of him. But I still think there's something... Spook, yes, thank you. I think there's still something that has not been fully unveiled about what the Khandra can do in terms of, like, fully, like, taking over... or taking on the role of the person that they've consumed. I think there's some, like, really key piece of information that has not been revealed about that yet. To where she thinks that she's passed off all of these guys in the crew because they burn metals, but, like, really, she hasn't yet. I've been suspicious of Spook the whole time. He was gone for a while and sort of came back, and they were all like, oh, like, where'd you come from when they first introduced that he had returned or whatever. But I just have a feeling that it's Spook, personally. There was something suspicious to me about his, like, return into the crew and into the story that, and he wasn't speaking with his weird dialect. I don't know. Like, he still had it, he could still do it, but anyways. I don't know what it is particularly. There's nothing I can, like, directly point to, but there was something suspicious about the way Spook re-emerged in the crew, to me. So, I think that it's Spook, personally. But I don't think that either Demu or Dox are necessarily off the table either, though I think that the way that he wrote that conversation with Demu would, for most readers, put him under the greatest level of suspicion. So I think, like, maybe he wants you to think it's Dox, but maybe not. Give me just a second, I'm going to take this call. Hello? Okay, turn myself back on there. Let me know when you finish it. Will do. Will do. Alright. Back now. No more Mistborn spoilers. Who needs a sentry this deep in the mountains anyway? Back to Kiara, me and your sister are going to forget about it. feels weird. I swear I saw something different. Sworn. There's nothing over there. Suspicious! Oh, Captain Rod will get mad again. Gonna stop me again if I try to go that way? Okay. Alright, I think we just gotta go back now. Wait, what do you say? Could have sworn I saw something. Oh, I saw something move. Same thing I said before. Alright, I think we have to go to sleep in order to advance the story here. Alright, your uniforms. Sorry. I'll forget it this time. Go back to your tent and get to sleep. Crowd's pissed. Sentry's obviously never heard of mountain lions. Dude, I've seen a mountain lion in person before. It was freaking scary. The proud words behind the soldier. Unicorn Brigade. Yeah, they're pissed. They're fighting. These two are always arguing, but I understand both of them. Calm down, fellas. I like that scene. I don't think I ever saw that one before. That's actually a pretty cool little scene. I don't think I saw that in the first playthrough. Let's go to sleep. Really like the music here. These are the six. Surprise attack by the city-state. Broken piece of really like the music here. I'd forgotten about this track. Get a lot of the great unique tracks in these JRPGs at the beginning of the game, and then they tend to start repeating a lot of music towards the end as they run out of time for development. Soka? Who's Soka? I think it's strange. They got us through these walls. Let's go back to was supposed to happen. Or use smart. The whole brigade was supposed to be ambushed and destroyed. Oh, everyone's dead on the way back. That's a nice touch. All wiped out. Oh, Ahsoka from The Last Airbender. I gotcha. It's just as we planned, Prince Luca. Everyone fled east through the woods. The ambush worked. All the poor victims of the state's betrayal. All I've had to fight lately is the one. Now, here's kind of my first problem with the writing in the game. I love the idea of Luca as this just, like, bloodthirsty, insane, purely selfish, you know, prince who reunites or reawakens this war that had been coming to its end, defies his father's will, and, like, makes it all descend into chaos again, who just, like, relishes in the opportunities to torture and slaughter people. I like that. I just feel like his dialogue is too on the nose for me. I wish his dialogue was a little more subtle. Like, he didn't just, like, announce in very plain words all the time, I'm a bloodthirsty guy and I love killing people so much, it's so great. I wish I could be there to kill all those kids. Like, it's his dialogue in particular, I feel, is just too on the nose for him to come across as a really effective and, like, intimidating villain to me. Young men served their country well enough. Now we don't need a peace treaty with those state rulers. I'll prove that they're no match for the power of Highland. 4 exclamation marks, that's the first point you see there. I agree, sir, with Prince Luca in command. See, there I think he would rather say with you in command, Highland can finally earn the glory it deserves, rather than with Prince Luca. I think the localization, and this is part of what Dude McGuy was pointing out yesterday, the localization's a bit of a mess. Let's get out of here. Right, but if we go east, we'll be killed. It leaves the cliff to the north. Maybe we'll be able to escape, climb up the cliff, run north of you. Peace. But I love, like, the idea of this scenario. Like conceptually, the scenario is really, really good. Victims of the state's surprise attack. Future ends here. It's too bad. You were promising soldiers. Alright, now. We love this Unite attack. It's beastly. It's all the enemies at the same time. I think that in my recording of this, I chose kind of a weird dialogue choice, so I'm going to record this again right now. somehow get separated. Let's return to this spot. That way we'll be reunited. Promise me. I promise. Let's go. I think I chose the other dialogue option, and he was like, fine, I'll make the mark or whatever, but I want to get a shot of where they both are. Now, the music here. Music is good. I'm going to shut up for a minute, actually. All right, super good opening. Yeah, it's a great intro. Like, that's what's so crazy about it to me. Actually, let me put everything back up on the screen again. Hold on, let me get it all back up here again. Where's the Twitch or the Discord chat? Right there. It's a really good intro. Like, and that's kind of like the crux of my whole point with this game is like, you get that opening scenario and you get that credit sequence with that music that really focuses each individual scene there. You got the sepia tone, which sort of like gives the, you know, the impression that it's a memory, right? It's something that happened in the past. That sort of like is the two friends like growing up together and then like going into the army and Nanami waving them off as they left to go to war. So that's sort of like building upon the history that these two sort of main characters have together. And the music is just gorgeous. All building this tone, this promise for like what you're in store for. I think that opening scene and that credit sequence is literally a promise being made by the storyteller for what you're in store for. There is a sense of tragedy in it, a premonition of something that's going to be really like heart-wrenching, and that this game is deeper than the first, and that they're going to take the material more seriously than they did in the first. That's what I feel when going through that sort of opening sequence. But then the game, to me, sort of just plays out in terms of the writing and the storytelling very similarly to the way the first game did, where it doesn't take itself very seriously most of the time. There are those great moments where it does. There are super good moments. But see, and this is what I'm talking about. You only need one exclamation mark. If the guy's shouting, you only need one exclamation mark. You don't need 3 or, God forbid, 7 or 8. name? Read it. Did you slip? Just signed a peace agreement. Huh? Are you a Highlander? What if I say no, I'm not? Silent treatment. That's not a cute quality of kids. Mercenary of the Allied Cities of Justin. Fun picking on that poor kid. See, I like that they bring Victor and Flick into it so quickly. They were, you know, obviously big fan favorites from the first game. So that I think is really nice. It's like, oh man, a reuniting with some beloved characters from the first game. Pretty much right off the bat. Only be one! Yes, exactly. I can excuse 3 exclamation marks if you really want to emphasize how pissed someone is, right? I'll let 3 slide now and then. But there is never any reason to go above 3. In this game, I think there was once where it was 9 exclamation marks. 9 exclamation marks. Now that's not like a error in localization where it's like, well, we thought you should do it this way or whatever. I mean, maybe they put 9 exclamation marks in the Japanese text. Maybe they did, and they just like copied it straight over, but I don't know. It seems weird to me that they would put so many in there. Sunburn's itching so much. It's freaking crazy, man. Brought in last night. Just a kid. I'm Paul. I'm gonna watch out for you. Breakfast, you're gonna do some work for us. We're all no work, no eat. Brian Blessed or Blessed? Not sure I've heard of that. People around here are so lazy. The boss is no exception either. Anyway, I want you to push all the boxes up against the far wall like this. Push all of them tight up against the wall. I think this part of the scenario is pretty clever too. Like being captured by Victor and Flick. This is, in terms of the, I guess, sort of limitations or the common gameplay tropes of the time, this is a pretty good way of, like, doing this sort of little aside for where you're working for him, right? Pushing boxes up against and, like, tidying up the room or whatever. Like, this works. I like this. It's like, ooh, like, it looks way better now. Nice way to use, I guess, the conventions of the time. To, like, emphasize, ooh, you're doing work for these guys. And got rope. What's up, dude, my guy? I am, preparing for my thoughts for, the podcast. Nice job, I appreciate it. Because I feel like I took too many breaks. Ooh, they wanted me to push it down. I took too many breaks, I feel, while playing this game. I would play it for like a week and then like take a break for a week or 2 weeks sometimes, and then after finishing the game, I took a couple more weeks break and then I went on vacation, and so like I think I want to play it as much as possible before Sunday to sort of just refresh my memory on the pacing of the game. Sakram, get 2 pairs of boots, and get 3 flints at the blacksmith, 2 bags of flour at the item store. Waiting here, things. So go in here. 2 pairs. 3 flints for this game. I think it was 2 bags of flour. I think it was 2 bags of flour. Oh, because they suspect him as being a Highlander, which is the nation that they're at war against. And I was a soldier in the Highland Army. Talk to Leona on the next floor. Genshin's gonna go with us. He was a character from the first game as well. Chores. Deliver the medicine. There been no Rio Bay. Dr. Han won't mind if I'm a little late. Jim's babysit 2 children. He's kind of a warrior. Okay, just leave it. Oh, that was a lot of exclamations there on that. Yeah, I skipped it. Must have been at least 6. Northeast of here, you'll find it if you follow the road. Some flour at the item store there. You won't need to pay for it. Well, good luck. Don't get lost. That was weird. Okay. Everyone's on the front row. It's a big world. Lots of monsters out there. Be careful. Confident. Okay, Captain. Stay with the Captain. Let's go. Yubei Village. Mustn't go to the North Sparrow Pass. A horrible mist monster lives there. I was so scared I had to change my pants afterwards. What's up, Drake Chandler? Done getting flour at the item store. Let's have some fun. Item store. Down here, I think. There it is. Flower as usual. Just a minute. I'll put it on your bill. I want to look around some more. Adria, Captain Genjin. This is where you see the show. Done setting up soon. Maybe this doesn't happen yet. Cannot go this way. There's a horrible monster in there. I think that's the Sparrow Pass he's talking about. Now that army went home and the war is over, it's all thanks to Annabelle. Why do I have to be trolling? Mist monster of North Sparrow Pass. I saw it like one Don't need to. Alright, let's see. Anything else to do? Just people's houses and stuff. Sai moved out a while ago, but people keep coming looking for him. Sai is the guy with the spears. The fire spears from the first game, and soon to be this one as well. Oh, there's not really much else to do here down. Ho ho ho. Yeah, let's leave. Let's go back. Pretty quick visit. Oh, that was probably him at the top. I remember for a long time I was trying to find the guy and I didn't realize he was right there. See, real 2 exclamation marks on that one. Don't kill it, you'll make Rydia cry. It's true. That's another thing about Mistborn, actually, that's been interesting, is the whole, whatever that is in the mist that is attacking people now. Interested to find out what that's all about. Here's today's chore. You'll see that oil spilled all over the floor. Wipe it with the rag like this. That sound, I don't like it. It like, you know, like nails on a chalkboard, like the sensation you get kind of in the back of your head when there's a sound that just, you don't like it? That sound kind of does that for me. It's like the tingling sensation in the back of the head that's really uncomfortable. Ew, I don't like it. I don't like that sound. I don't like that sound. I can see that dude, Makai. Sounding like a dog. Yep. Dim Guy says, yeah, I hate that feeling. The sound is more like rubbing a window with your thumb to me. That's what it sounds like to me, and it's or like, you know, when your windshield wipers on your car are kind of dry, and sometimes you can get that squeal on it. It's horrible. Save your friend. In here. Here. So, I think I did it. Talent. You have spirit. Okay, today's chores are done. About that oily rag. Well, let's just toss it out somewhere. Go on, let's do something. I kind of like this, where they're kind of like passing the end of the days, you know. They give you a sense pretty quickly, like, that you're gonna be here for a while, you know. I snuck in here. Get you out of here. Okay, I'm so relieved. Let's get out of here before the soldiers come. Alright, Jowie saved us. Let's get the fetch out of here. I'm choosing to believe he's using a puppy to wipe the stains. Heal yourselves up before we make the adults mad. Outnumbered. I understand. You can start by telling me who you are. Start with your name. Jowie Atreides. Since you came to rescue Rio, I can assume you're also a Highlander? That's right. I see. You're the other one, the one we lost in the river. Now that you mention it, I never did hear how you managed to wind up in that mess. Well, that's... Ryu said something about a surprise attack by the state. The state army hasn't moved since the peace treaty was signed. What the hell happened? Truth is... Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. Luke of Light. I've heard of him, but... Maybe what were you planning to do after you rescued Rio? After I rescued Rio, I was planning to go back to Kyoto Town with him. Are you still planning on trying to escape? Yes. Well, you can just stay put in the cell for a while. We'll give you food and a place to sleep. Sorry I couldn't rescue you after all. That I woke up in a village named Toto. Found by a little girl who brought me back to her home where they mended my wounds. I heard a rumor that a young man was being held prisoner here, and so I came to save you. Sorry. I know this food isn't too good, but try to eat all. Rio don't blame you for trying to escape, but please don't do it again. The boss will let you out of here soon enough. Excuse me, could I please have a spoon? Spoon? your soup? Aren't we fine noblemen? Wait a minute, I'll get more. He hid his spoon. He's gonna try and use it to break him out. You want my carrots? Just about time. Let me see what you're holding. Try to escape? Of course. Won't expect us to make a run for it so soon. Let's see. Oily rag, rope. Excellent. This will do just fine. First, we have to get out of here. Just bend the spoon like this. Alright, it's open. Won't catch us this time. Tired out from that. Door's locked. Give me that rag and that flint. I'll just light this. Oh, what's that smell? Ah! Let's go, Ryu. Must be a way out. Give me that rope of yours. Be good, I'll go first. The night of the attack, when I think about Captain Rout and and that man he was talking to, it might be dangerous in Kyoto. I still want to go back. Sister Nanami is waiting for you, too. She's probably worried about you. Let's go back to Kyoto Town. Yeah, that's where we grew up. We can't forget it so easily. Pockets full of junk. This game should have been a point and click. Carrying all that crazy stuff. Alright. We can take everything and just fetch it all up. 3. Music's really good in this game. Let's save it. Or here's North Sparrow Pass, huh? Please turn around. Okay, so we can't go that way. Yet. Go back to Ryubei Village. And see the show with the traveling performers. I think we have to do that first. Yeah, I was gonna say that, Rob, but I kind of already mentioned that earlier. And it's weird that they did it again, right? Like, he already sort of said that same expository as-you-know dialogue earlier about Nanami being his sister, but then here again, he said it again. You have to go, your sister, Nanami, will be alone. I don't know. It's a little bit nitpicky. The writing hasn't been, like, really all that bad yet in the game. But there's been a couple of instances of pretty on-the-nose as-you-know dialogue, and I feel like just Luca Blight's dialogue in general, it's a little too... goes a little too far. I wish he was written just a little more nuanced, I guess. But otherwise, it's been fine. Hey, got a cute face too. Come on. This is a leitmotif from the first game, this music. Got 5 exclamations there. Main event. Here she is, our knife throwing expert. Hey, that's not how I told you to say it. There she is, the beautiful and famous knife thrower, Ellie. Feast your eyes on her magnificent face and form. Please don't move, she hasn't been doing too badly. But don't worry too much, I've got some good medicine. Here we go. Even Jowie's freaking out a little bit. Great job, everyone. Big applause. Hey, you have all too. Thanks for helping us out. We're traveling performers on Rena. I'm Ellie, we're sisters, and this is our big brother. Olgun! I'm Joey, this is my friend Ryu. We're on our way to Kiara Town in Highland. Hey, so are we. We've been to all the villages around here. It's time for somewhere new. The only problem is... Told you it would be okay, don't worry. This monster. Girl, I'm here. This monster. To enter Highland, you have to take North Swallow Pass. But we've heard rumors that a horrible mist monster lives up there. You guys are going to Highland too, maybe we can go together? That's okay with me. How about you, Rhea? It's my pleasure to travel with such a beautiful lady. Thank you. Now we can cross the mountain with no enemies. You think the on-the-nose dialogue is more appropriate for writing that is targeting younger players, since one, younger audiences typically get bored easier, need to hook them faster. 2, you may need to be more direct with explanations so that they don't miss things. Yeah, I think that is generally true. Which is why you get a lot more of that kind of writing in, like, children's cartoons and things like that. They make the message or the theme very clear. They make the good guys and the bad guys very clear. Because understanding the nuance is something that younger audiences can't really do as well. Kids and stuff like that. That being said, the first game, in a lot of ways, feels like it's targeted toward a younger audience, and I feel like it really works. It's very consistent in that way, and, you know, I still kind of hold to the fact that of all the JRPGs I've played, Suikoden 1 is probably what I would use among things like maybe Mario RPG, you know, a lot of other games that were starter RPGs for people. But I would put Suikoden 1 in that category. I think it's a really great starter RPG in terms of its difficulty, in terms of its complexity, and in terms of its story. I think the story is really strong while being written in a way that I think appeals to all audiences, right? Kids can understand it, older players can appreciate it still. It's simple, it's straightforward, but without being insulting to your intelligence. This game, and I talked about this I think before you came in, the opening scenario I think promises something deeper and more nuanced than that. Which is kind of why while this game ends up being very similar in the way it's written to the first game, I'm more disappointed by it here than I am there. Because here, they're trying to delve into material that is more nuanced. I mean, like, the entire premise of the story is two friends whose differing points of views put them on opposite sides of this war, right? It's at its very premise something that I think needs greater nuance in the writing, but doesn't get it. It ends up being written like the first game, and I think that's where my biggest problem, aside from the large asides, those large sequences and scenarios and missions that detract away from that sort of center of the story about Jowie and Ryu and Luca Blight. When it gets away from that, I think it does it for too long and sort of pads the game out longer than it needs to be. Those are kind of just like my two biggest gripes with this game. So if we were to assume that Suikoden 2, when it was released, it probably targeted 8-15-year-olds, would on-the-nose dialogue be more forgiving here? Okay, I kind of answered that and you said, oh, sorry, lag. Yes, so we'll, like, change the formation. Yeah, much more mature themes. They're really polishing the world and going deeper into sort of like the darker sentiments of what people go through in these kinds of wars than the first game does. I mean, the first game certainly does it, but I don't know, it's just the way that it does it. Here, it's like they kind of want to give you the impression they're going to go deeper, but then they kind of don't. Hard to explain. This part's kind of funny. I mean, it's this kind of thing here that makes me think this is not made for kids. Miss Monster lives up there. No one is permitted to enter by order of Mayor Annabelle of Muse. Please go back the way you came. We have to get back. I mean, we have to go to Highland. Sorry, we've got our orders. This part right here. Come on, can't you just bend the rules just this once? Or no, sorry, it's the other, her sister, what she does. Ease. This part. Mr. Captain, we have a little talk. Huh? Come over here with me. It's very suggestive. Time passes, they cut to black and come back, so it's been a while. Or, go, but you have to promise to keep your mouth shut. Of course. She says, Rena, you did it. This nice captain says we can go, then we should take him up on his kind offer. Hot. Very suggestive. What did you do to him? Nothing. We just had an adult conversation. That's all. Come on, let's go. Yeah. It's very suggestive. I don't think that's the... I don't know. See what I mean, though? I don't think it was meant for kids, necessarily. I mean, it's not explicit, so a lot of that will fly over kids' heads. I get a bunch of them. Medicine. I do remember this area being a little bit tough. Always united. Pixar has some hidden references like that too, just less obvious and more clever in this particular situation. I mean, that is one thing that's great about Pixar is that they have both audiences in mind. It's very clear that they are, you know, not just making stories for the kids that are watching, but also for the parents that sit and see the movies. We've talked about that in podcasts and stuff. But I don't remember anything kind of sexual like that. I think that would be a tough sell for parents. Maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but who took that 20 damage? The counter rate here is a little crazy. Nice. Keep an eye out for the I wish this game would be remastered like Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 9, where you could turn off the menus when you wanted to. That would be cool. I seriously loved my last playthrough of FF7 on the Switch. I had a blast turning off the encounters when I wanted to do that. It's actually one of my favorite features of Bravely Default was the ability to turn off the encounters and then turn them on when I wanted to fight. Taking these things out. Move now. That's good. Save it real quick. Save it on the last phone. Oh, I guess they just make it into the third file. Okay, so we want double beat runes and to find all the chests and stuff back here, so just keep them. Let's do this. I think that they are one of the ones that will give me Got nothing about that. In Final Fantasy VI, the Moogle charm disabled random encounters. The game was truly ahead of the curve in just about everything, but only a mod could equip it. I actually don't think I've ever put that to use before. It's been a very long time since I've played Final Fantasy VI. I can probably replay it. How can I replay Final Fantasy VI when we've got so many freaking games on my mind? I don't remember if these guys brought the double beat rooms at all. Alright, so go back this way. Right. Here should be a chest. Moogle charm saved me so much frustration. Next time I play it, I'll have to use that. Put it to use. There's a chest I was looking for. Brass armor. Okay. Put on brass armor. Yes, you can. About the cheek guards. Is it button 1? Is it button 9? So let's do it right there. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered on the 3rd, that has no encounter rate, encounter none, and triple speed at the press of LR3. I do wish you could disable the option for me. That would be nice, but yeah, I'm just, man, I freaking loved my last playthrough of 7 where I could speed up like that. And turn off the encounters. I don't know, it's just... I think for replaying games you love, those options really just make it awesome. Level 6. It's up to level 6. I think there was one other path I didn't take back here. I have not been keeping track of what I have. I do not have any double beat runes yet, though. Alternate paths I can go on. Okay, I got that. Increased speed is a nice option, but it's even better in games with grinding or drawing magic in base case. Yes! Yes! It's going to be great for drawing magic. And it was amazing in FF7 for leveling the materia, to get the mastered materia. I had never bothered in my entire life to actually master all of those materia to get the master materia set. I had always just fought, I don't remember which one it is, it's Ruby Weapon, I think. If you defeat Ruby Weapon, he'll give you the master materia set, or maybe it's the other way around, maybe it's Emerald you beat. Anyways, one of the super bosses, you beat him and he gives you the master materia set. I had never bothered to actually master all this materia before, but I did it on this playthrough because you can speedrun. Game volume's loud. Forgot that I needed to do this when I'm playing these older games. How's that? Is that better? Does it need to come down more, or is it still kind of loud? I think usually I would turn it down more to around like this level in order to make it so that it wouldn't drown me out too much. Have I got a double beat rune yet? Nope. Don't. Alright, I think that was the last thing I had missed. Go down again. It's just basically leave the area. Okay. Alright. So. Uh-oh. That wasn't good. Don't know what was going on there. This game has been a little glitchy for me. There's a couple of times where it crashed while I was playing during my main playthrough. To keep the save states up. Okay, that led to there. I think these guys give the double beat runes, and the other guys don't. I think it's just these rabbits that drop it occasionally. Get one? Nope. Did not get one. Left. Blam. Okay. See you, Rob. Have a good night. Good day at work tomorrow. Level 7. It'll make the boss fight a little easier too. Did I get a beat rune? Not yet. I do remember that grinding for these took quite a while. But that it was really worth it, because double beat rune is amazing. It's like the best freaking rune in the whole game. level 7 for real. Hate this guy. He does the most damage on most of these enemies. See if we can kill him one hit with this move. Yes, we can. Alright, here's where the save point's at. Okay, got the save point. Let's throw down a save state. I need to make a call real quick. Give me just a... Okay. Let's do this. So we could fight the boss. But I really want to get these double beat runes. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's not like I'm going to beat the whole game over again. Maybe I will, I don't know. But the double beat runes are awesome. So if I am going to try and play through the game again, I want to get them. This would be nice to have a 3x speed option. Actually, I wonder if you can. There's gotta be a way to do that in the emulator, right? Hold on. Hold on. There's gotta be a way to do that in the emulator. Right? How do you, like... Dang it, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, hold on. Is there a... way to set up a 3x speed option in this emulator? I don't know if there is. Maybe it's in the video? No, it's not in the video. I don't know if you can speed up. I'll have to freaking Google that. Increase speed. Fast forward. Press delete while in game to bring up the menu bar. Insert to show option info. Page a page down to switch between the options. Home and then to toggle each option. You're looking for the FL option, which stands for frame limiter. On the far left, you can set it to 3 different speeds. One is normal, the other's full speed. Hold on, I gotta see if I can follow what this guy's saying. Press delete while in the game. Bring up a menu bar. Hold on, let's get through the... here. Oh, I guess I could just press F3. Hold on. Press delete. Ah, okay. Brings that up. Insert to show option info. Frame limitation. Home. Use page to pay down to switch between the options. What the fetch? Home and end. Toggle each option. That being said, you're looking for the frame limiter option, which stands for frame limiter. It's on the far left. You can set it to 3 different speeds. The last is customize FPS speed, which will set the... Okay, I don't know what that guy's talking about. Okay. I think I've gone too far. Speed as fast as possible. That didn't do anything. What? Off 0. Speed as fast as possible. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I see over here 0, 0, 1, and 2. Did that change anything? No. Maybe I need to go over here? Oh, gosh. There we go. I'm not sure what that's doing. I really don't know what that's doing. This is making it chug, though. Or is it going faster? I can't tell. No, it's not going faster. Okay, so that didn't do anything. Go this way. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. This is hard to figure out. That's like a filter. Don't want that. It's crazy. Wow, these filters are horrible. Holy balls. Just gets worse all the time. Okay. Nope. Not sure what that's doing. I think that was set to 1 though. I think I'm just screwing it up. I'd forget it. Forget it. We'll just grind the old-fashioned way. Ideas for videos that should fit under the umbrella of storytelling. Character analysis video, probably JRPG heroes, villains would get more views. That is a really good idea. I think you brought that one up before. Top 10 favorite video game stories. Put Final Fantasy in there, of course. You could sneak in some non-JRPGs. Themes of insert game JRPG, basically just go over story content only. I think those are all really good ideas. Oh, very good ideas. Bam. Come on, give me at least one double beat rune before I have to go to the bank. What time is it anyway? I got like 15 minutes and I gotta go to the bank. Oh. Something whack is going on. Something whack is going on. We're good now. See you, dude, McKay. Have a good day. still haven't gotten one yet. I do remember this took a very, very freaking long time. Really great if I could fast forward these sections. I guess it's harder to do that for disc-based games. Keep getting all these things I don't want. But the things that I do want. See if I could go at 4 times the speed. Awesome right now. Alright, we could get one from these guys. I know for sure we can get one from these guys. Ah, give me a double beat rune. Come on. Come on. Level 8. Wasn't paying attention. I didn't get one, did I? Nope. Escape talismans, though. I think this boss coming up is weak to fire. Not mistaken. All right, come on, let's get it. Let's get our first beat rune. Let's do it. You're not gonna die with me. Jail we go anyways. Bothering. Blam! We dead. And no double beat rune. I remember I had used save states, I think the first time I was playing it. Trying to figure out like when it determines what the reward for the fight is. Whether it determines whether you get something or not. I don't remember if I ever figured it out. Come on. Maybe this guy will give it to us. Did not. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Because this is BS. Let's use that medicine. I think most everyone else is okay, right? There's one on him. And let's just heal everybody up. Okay, everyone's healed up. Let's fight this boss. Then save it. Then try to get double beat runes. Okay. What kind of items can we use here? Oh, he only has what he has on it. Unite. Attack's been good. You use your fire breath. You just attack. Or wait, go back. I just got medicine. You attack. You use your fire. Let's go. About 100 damage so far. 188. Call it 280 something damage. Ouch. We're okay. Night again. You gotta defend. I'll use a medicine on Joey, and you use fire again. Blam. Not bad. Ouch. Ouch. He needed to be healed next. Uh-oh. Thought it was happening again. There's that fire breath. Medicine on. I think we might get him in this round. Sucks that it unbalances him though. Okay, I think Joey needs to be healed now. Yeah, he's hurting the most. And it's different this time. Whoa! Nice damage. Look at that damage. Kindness drops. That was scary. You were right, Rena. It's a good thing Ryu and his friend were with us. Sure was. Ryu and I couldn't have handled it all alone either. I'm hungry. Let's get going. I think we're just about there. Alright. go ahead and items. Some, maybe not your medicine. Let's use your medicine. And everybody to get healed up. Save. Alright, I'm gonna get these double beat runes off screen. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back again tomorrow. Peace out.